Welcome back, dear viewers. And now, of course, the whole world is holding breath for the anticipated U.S. elections, of course. And now, with the latest update, Kamala Harris got like 214 points, and Trump got 248. But still, we are waiting till the last moment to decide who is the winner and who is the next president of the USA and for the White House for the next 4 years. Still, we've got to wait for the traditional states for Democrats or Republican, or to wait for the swing states, which is known by the blue wall. So they are to decide, the Americans have to decide for the next coming 4 years concerning many dispute files and many dispute issues concerning abortion, economy, jobs, according to the inflation rates, to the prices of commodities. So many dispute files and issues are waiting for the next president of the USA.
And to know more, ladies and gentlemen, about the latest developments at the U.S. elections, we are delighted to have with us Dr. Hassan Waguih. He's a professor of international relations. Dr. Hassan, thank you very much for joining us on Nile TV.
It's a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Would you please tell us more about the latest developments on the ground in the U.S. elections so far?
Yes, as you may have already listened to the news, that it is from an informal perspective, it seems that Donald Trump is having the upper hand in this election so far, but it is not formal yet.
Yeah. Dr. Hassan, it's a pleasure really having you with us. And concerning the decision of the Americans, they have so many dispute files or issues to decide upon, like the abortion for most of the women, of course, like the economy, the prices of commodities, especially the breakfast basket. It's very essential for the Americans, the inflation rates, concerning the also the jobs or the unemployment rates. So what do you think about the traditional states first and the blue wall, or the known as swing states, how they're going to be decisive in the outcome of the election? Your point of view.
I think that the tendency to vote for Trump is higher. Because if you are talking about these three major issues that were being disputed, like economy, immigration, abortion, and related issues, I think that Trump concentrated on tangible things like economy, and with good numbers. While so far, Kamala Harris talked about democracy, about things of abstract nature rather than palpable and tangible things. And you know, living in the United States, Americans care, and there is about a very famous slogan, Coca-Cola, apple pie, Chevrolet, and plastic money. Those who are talking about palpable things in the economy will win most of the time. And I think Trump is doing that now. And we still wait till there is a formal statement about the election. But anyway, I think that, as you have said, there are many disputes. The American society is characterized by polarization and by surprises. All the time, these swing states bring surprises. Like, for instance, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has the highest level of votes when it comes to the electoral vote. It's about 19 votes. So one of the surprises in Pennsylvania is that the Amish people, with big numbers living in Pennsylvania, and for those audience who don't know what is the Amish people are very primitive people, people of agriculture, people who are are really removed from politics. They don't vote for anyone. But because there were some laws issued by the Democratic Party before regarding their agriculture, they decided holistically to vote for Trump. And another state, which is Michigan. Michigan is characterized by a great number of Arabs, Americans of Arab origin.
Yep.
You know, when I was walking in Michigan one day when I went for a conference, I was listening to the voice of Kulthum Abdul Halim in the public cafe over there. So as if you are in the Arab world.
Yeah.
So these people also try to punish the Democrats for their attitude in Gaza and in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And many of them abstained from voting, and some of them went for Trump.
Okay, Dr. Hassan, how do you view the approach of both candidates towards the Middle East and the crisis in the Middle East?
Actually, this is very clear when it comes to Kamala Harris as a representative of the Democrats. Said all the statements, the encouraging statements that she's going to handle the conflict, that the conflict will be de-escalated, the conflict will end. But that was the language people used to listen for more than 1 year while people are being attacked and people are exposed to a genocide. So nobody is believing what she says. Donald Trump, on the other hand, said he is going to have a very strong stance to make a stop on this war, not only in the Middle East but in Ukraine too. But let me tell you that also there are problems with the two candidates for the area, because Donald Trump promised that he will announce the annexation of the West Bank to Israel, which is a disastrous thing for the two-state solution. And I think that let us wait and see, because when people say anything in the elections, they could say the other thing or the different thing when they get into the White House. So let us wait and see. Keep it.
Yeah. Dr. Hassan, referring to the same, critical issues of the Middle East and the next coming president of the USA. When we talk about the Donald Trump, we talk about his, as he vowed to carry out the largest ever deportation operation in history for all the immigrants, for all the migrants, sorry. So this is number one. It's a very critical issue. Number two, concerning handling with Israel, there is no big difference between Harris or Trump in relating to the policy of the USA, as they are the largest ever ally to Israel. So we're not expecting like too much for the Palestinian people. Number three, we talk about the other economical issues like handling with China and imposing extra tax charges or imposing like trade tariffs to China, which reflects on the inflation as well. Despite that he's a businessman and he's known as his economical aspects. So how can you always analyze such determinations of both candidates?
Actually, when it comes to these many questions, this is a very compounded question which has so many levels of question marks. But let me elaborate on what I can say. Let us start with, for instance, immigration, as you have already started with. When it comes to immigration, of course, Trump has a strong stance towards preventing and deporting, and his language is so strong, and it was described as racist because they said those people are eating pets, those people are are spoiling the blood of our country.
Yeah.
Statements
he
like
wants
that.
to dismiss all of the migrants out of the United States. Yes.
But again, he tried to be neutral and to be much more to neutrality in the latest speeches, and he wanted to repair or reform what he said, and he said those who will come, they are welcome when it comes to their legal status, but illegal people will face terrible time. Yes, so this is when it comes to the file of immigration, and he is attacking Harris because he thinks that they allowed too many immigrants into the country, too many illegal immigrants into the country. So that was his point of strength for the American public. And you mentioned something about yes, economy, and he's a man of economy, and he's telling the people that he's the man of the deals, the big deals. Yes, he is. But you know, this is also have a lot of speculation, and many people in the university in particular are so skeptical about him. You know, when there is a very famous book about getting to yes about negotiation by Fisher and Urey, and they in one of the channels, the CNN, they invited Urey to tell his as a professor of negotiation in Harvard. What does he think of the style of negotiation of Trump? And he said that in economy or in negotiation, when it comes to economy, there is something called walk away. You can walk away from any deal, from anything. But he said, but you cannot walk away from China, you cannot walk away from Russia, you cannot walk away from the Middle East. So there is a stance of dispute between universities at large and Trump, because he's vice president.
Yes, Dr. Hassan Waguih, Professor of International Relations. Sorry, and thank you for being with us.